Welcome to Storytimer at Large. Heather Teague. This is a case update. I did a video about Heather Teague's case earlier in the year, but I wanted to come in and update you all on what's happening now. Kentucky State Police have exhumed the body of the suspect in her case. They want to get a proper DNA sample. It was evidence left behind in her case, and they want to see if his DNA matches the DNA profile they have gotten off an article of her clothing, her bathing suit top that was left behind at the scene of the crime, or the scene of her abduction anyway. So I'm going to read the original post again for those of you who don't know what we're talking about here. And so here's that original post. Tim Walthall rented a waterfront home in Newburgh, Indiana in August of 1995. He enjoyed the view of the Ohio River with barges and other boats passing. He also used a telescope to look across the river at the wooded areas of Kentucky. It's a beautiful area there, and watching the river flow by is usually very peaceful. On August 26, 1995, he saw a lone sunbather on that shore. It wasn't really a proper beach, but it was a spot that locals knew. Young people sometimes went to that bottomland to party at night. It's called Newburgh Beach because of its location across from Newburgh, Indiana. August 26, 1995 was hot and sunny, and a young woman had gone there alone to lay around, work on her tan. She was probably hoping for complete privacy, peace, and quiet. Tim Walthall, using the telescope, was violating her privacy, but she was in a public place, and in the end, maybe it is good in a way that he did. If he hadn't been looking that way, then no one would have ever known what happened that day. As Mr. Walthall peered through the telescope that day, he saw a man come out of the woods and approach the young woman on the towel. The man grabbed her by her hair and began dragging her off the beach and into the woods. She lost her bathing suit top and her towel as he dragged her violently away. All of this is happening like a silent film playing out as Mr. Walthall watches helplessly through the telescope. Tim Walthall felt sickened and near panic as he called the police. He reported everything he saw and described the abductor and the victim. The Evansville Police Department responded immediately and coordinated with officers in Kentucky. Those officers found the towel and the bathing suit top. They did not find the young woman. Word spread quickly as police questioned locals. Had anyone seen anything? Luckily for investigators, farmers in the area had been a bit fed up with people going there to party on that isolated riverbank beach. They were tired of the trash, the fires, and the trouble of it all. And of course, those people are going up and down the road where these people live and where they themselves have farms. So there's the woods, and then just beyond that, further inland, there's the farms and the private land there. They paid someone back in 1995 to start videotaping cars that were coming in and out of the area. And this is old technology. This is before those nice trail cams that everybody has now. And the landowners, the farmers, they quickly turned those tapes over to the police. So this narrowed down the suspect pool considerably. Police zeroed in on one man, Marvin Ray Dill. The vehicle spotted on the tapes was not around his place anymore. He was driving something different now. Interesting, huh? A search warrant was issued, and the vehicle from the videotapes was located hidden in brush on the 28 acres that the Dill family owned. Marvin Ray Dill committed suicide before officers could take him into custody at his trailer on September 1st, 1995. Back in February 1995, Dill, who was a married man, so this is February of the same year that Heather Danielle Teague was abducted in August. Back in February, Dill had been arrested in Evansville, Indiana, for allegedly trying to lure women and children into his vehicle and soliciting for sex. He had drugs, alcohol, duct tape, gloves, and rope in his vehicle. The victim in this case, who was she? Who was that girl who was dragged off the beach? Where was she? Was she still alive? Heather Teague was 23. She was born April 25th, 1972. She grew up in Dixon, Kentucky. Heather was active at school and was a cheerleader at Webster County High School. She had dreams and goals. She had a loving family and many friends. Authorities and Heather's family searched for her day after day. Tim Walthall, who witnessed the horrific abduction through the telescope, also volunteered to help search. Heather's mother was desperate for answers. She called Marvin Ray Dill's wife repeatedly, begging her for information. I think any mother would do the same. Dill's wife sued, claiming harassment, but she did not win that lawsuit. No amount of searches and pleading for information has ever resulted in bringing Heather home. Heather Teague has never been found. She was most likely sexually assaulted and killed within minutes of being abducted there on the beach. It is unlikely that Marvin Ray Dill was able to take her very far away from that area, considering how fast authorities were onto him after the abduction. Her remains are still missing as I write this in 2025. Hopefully, someone will stumble upon them one day so that Heather can be laid to rest where her family can pay their respects. Some other questions to ponder. What else did Marvin Ray Dill do before August of 1995? Was Dill alone that day in August? Heather's family has never given up. They continue to push for more investigation and the testing of evidence. If you have information relating to the abduction of Heather Teague, please submit a tip at the link that I will post in the comments section of this video. I think that the exhumation of Dill is being done in a way to tie him to this case definitively, to say, look, he touched her bathing suit top, and therefore he is most likely the person who dragged her off that beach. And if they can do that, if they can say, yes, like he is the main suspect, this was him, then quite possibly they can get court orders to search Dill family property, looking for where Heather Danielle Teague might have been buried or disposed of in some way. So I think that's probably what the impetus for this is to say once and for all, yes, this was him, and now we need to be very thorough in investigating where Heather might be on that property. So that's the most recent information. I'll be watching for updates if they, when and if they release test results, and I'll keep you updated, and we'll find out together what happens in the case of Heather Danielle Teague. And I hope that, I'm really hoping for a really good outcome for her mother. Her mother has never given up. She has been a very strong advocate for her daughter and in her daughter's case. And so let's all, keep our hopes set on this and send some positive energy that way. So Thanks for listening. If you feel like hitting that thumbs up button for justice, the more attention these videos get, the more likely we are to solve a case. And I'm so glad that you're listening. I'm glad you're a part of our little group here. Appreciate you so much, and I hope you're having a good day. Thanks.